Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the STEM Digital School. This is grade 6, Natural Sciences and Technology. All right, guys, just before we start with today's lesson, I hope everyone is well, actually. Hope everyone is well. Just before we start, I'd like to just give you guys a few rules, class rules, ground rules. Please do not switch on your videos throughout the lesson. Firstly, do not switch on your videos throughout the lesson. And then please do not use any bad language. Do not use bad language with me. Do not use bad language with your fellow learners. All right, guys. So when we talk to each other, let us be respectful. Okay, no bullying, no name calling or whatever. All right. And again, let's keep chat to content specific information. All right. So what we're dealing with in class, you can put it in the group chat, but if it's not class related, can we just avoid spamming? Okay. And remember, you can raise your hand, you can ask me a question or give me an answer by raising your hand or even typing it in the group chat. All right. Then, yeah, now that that's done, we can continue. And so yesterday, I think we left off by our discussion about who invented the light bulb, né? And then we had like a couple of names popping through and stuff. But like I think we wrapped that up. We're done with the light bulb. We're done with the battery. We know the different parts of the light bulb, different parts of the battery, and that we have different types, sizes, and shapes of batteries. Okay. I can't remember who it was. Just before we closed off, they asked me to go back to the slide, but there wasn't enough time, because like time was up. I think it was Pilisiwe or Piwa. I'm not sure. So if the student is in class, Piwa, was it you? I see you are in, okay, Pilisiwe or Piwa. Guys, who was it? Who requested the slide yesterday? Just indicate for me in the group chat, ne? Oh, okay. No, it wasn't Kia. It was either Pilisiwe or Piwa. How, guys? Piwa, was it you? Pilisiwe, was it you? Okay. Piwa?
Ma'am, it was not me.
It was not you. Okay.
Yes.
All right, cool. No problem. All right, cool. So Piwa says it wasn't them. All right, cool. I'll just move on. If the learner appears, then they will just request it again. Okay. Simran, don't remind us how. It was a mistake. They're just checking if we are awake and if we know our work. All right, guys, so we're gonna move on now. So we're done with electric circuits, and now we are moving on to electrical conductors and insulators. Okay, question. What are conductors and insulators? And when you answer this question, just give me an example of each. Ne? Okay, Gia.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, ma'am. I wanted to say good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Gia. How are you?
I'm fine, and how are you?
I'm well, thanks. I'm awesome. Didn't you have an answer for
Okay,
us?
ma'am.
Okay, there we go. Yes?
Yes, okay. I wanted to say a conductor is something that can make that electricity can flow through, and a insulator is something that stops the electricity from flowing.
Okay, so it is something. What is that something?
A conductor that allows electricity to flow is salt water.
Okay, salt water. All right, and then an example of an insulator.
An insulator Ma'am, may you please give me a second? I'm looking in my textbook now.
Hey, don't look in your textbook. Wait, don't look in your textbook. Focus. Don't look in your textbook. Just think about it, man. Think about the spoon, right, that you use to cook, or the handle of pots. What is the handle of pots usually made out of?
Ma'am,
The handle, right, that you hold a pan with or a pot with. What is it usually covered with?
it's covered with plastic.
There you go. That's an example of an insulator. See?
Oh,
He is. Thank you very much, Kia.
thank you, ma'am.
Awesome. All right. Let's see in the group. Ketriasha, I'm with you now. So Tukelo says a conductor is something that lets electricity flow. Michael, I think, was giving an example of an insulator. So we have rubber. Then Shakira says an insulator is a substance which does not allow the passage of heat. An example is plastic. A conductor takes in heat. That's what Simran is saying. Okay, Triasha, let's hear from you.
Hello, ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Conductors are electricity that allows to pass through. Like, for example, copper and
Okay, so copper allows electricity to flow through it. Okay, we got that one. Okay, and then let's look at insulators.
Insulators is electric that doesn't allow it to flow.
Okay, so Triasha, put it this way, yeah? It's a material that does not allow electricity to flow. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, cool. And then an example?
Plastic, thick metal does not allow as well.
Can you please repeat that for me?
Plastic and
Plastic.
thick metal.
Okay, so plastic does not allow electricity to flow, but metal.
Okay.
All right, beautiful. Okay, thank you very much, Triasha. And Tukelo.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Ma'am, a conductor is something that lets electricity flow, for example, our body.
All right.
And then an insulator is something that does not allow electricity to flow, for example, plastic, rubber, a ruler, glass.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much, Tukelo.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Awesome. Okay, so Triasha said that a conductor is something that allows electricity to flow, and gave an example of copper, and then said that an insulator is a material that does not allow electricity to flow, and they gave an example of plastic. Tukelo also said that a conductor is something that allows electricity to flow, and insulator does not allow electricity to flow. And we had various examples of insulators given by Tukelo: rubber, plastic, glass, and wood, I think you mentioned. Okay, let's see if we have more in the group chat. Okay, Sikia says rubber. Okay. All right. I still see your hand here. What up?
Yes, ma'am, I forgot to tell you another type of insulator is cloth and wood.
Cloth and wood. All right, so guys, we know that those two materials do not conduct electricity. So cloth or fabric, that is also another type of insulator. Okay, so metals, guys, metals are mostly conductors, right? So don't say metals are insulators. Metals are usually conductors. I see Simran is asking, ma'am, when you say electricity, do you also mean heat or not? Okay, so usually conductors, they conduct electricity as well as heat, okay? They usually conduct electricity as well as heat, but those are two different properties. Okay, so we can just talk about electricity and not necessarily talk about heat. For example, if we look at the metal aluminium, aluminium is not a very good electric conductor, but it does conduct heat. Okay, it does conduct heat very well, that is. All right, so these are two different properties. Awesome. So this slide, we did go through it again. It says a material can either conduct electricity or not. A conductor is a material that allows electricity to flow through it. An insulator is a material that does not allow electricity to flow through it. And then most metals are conductors. For example, aluminium and silver have good conductors, or silver is a good conductor. Then good electrical conductors, we can test whether a material is a good conductor by using them as components in a circuit. So we'd use them as our conducting wire. All right. Then silver is the best conductor, meaning it is a material which makes it the easiest for current to flow through it, but silver is expensive. So that's why we do not use it as much. Okay, Michael, let me just finish this one and then I'll go back now. Then gold does not rust and is used when high quality contacts are needed. So it's also a good conductor, but very expensive. Aluminium is a metal. It is not a very good metal conductor. Then our bodies are also good conductors of electricity. Okay. All right, Michael, you can just indicate for me if I can move on here. All right, awesome. Okay, can I move on from this slide? Everyone? Yes, no, yes. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, then we get to insulators. Yeah? An insulator is a material that will not allow electric charges to flow through it. Then insulators are used because electricity can be very dangerous. Plastic and rubber are good insulators, and that's the insulators which are commonly used. If you look at your earphones, right, the wire in your earphones is covered by plastic. The charger, the plugs, like most electrical appliances plugs, they are covered with some sort of plastic. Right, and then here we have the example of the copper wires, which are covered by layers of plastic. And those are insulators. And remember, guys, I think, during class, when we looked at insulators, we looked at the pylons, right, of the electric poles and the glass insulators. I think we also looked at what the electricians use, right, to insulate themselves from electricity. Just also keep in mind those examples. Right. And I think that brings us to the end of electric circuits as well as insulators. And from this point forward, I believe you guys can build electric circuits. Okay, so tomorrow I am going to post an activity for us to build electric circuits. About it tomorrow, okay? Then we can just show each other the electric circuits that we have built. Cool. Okay, so key concepts is some materials allow electric current to flow through them. They are called conductors. Quick question. Electric current, does it flow from positive to negative or from negative to positive? Electric current, does it flow from the positive end of the cell to the negative end, or is it from the negative end to the positive end? Okay, Tekelo.
Ma'am, it flows from the negative end to the positive end, if I'm not mistaken.
If you're not mistaken. Okay, thank you very much, Tekelo. All right, let's see here. Kia says positive to negative. All right, cool. Who are we standing with? Is it, are we agreeing with Tokelo or Kia? I need more. Okay, Kia changed. So Kia is saying negative to positive. Guys, remember, current moves from positive to negative. Okay, positive to negative. Don't forget that. Positive to negative. All right. Cool. Second bullet, it says some materials do not allow electric current to flow through them. They are called insulators. Then metals are usually conductors and non-metals are usually insulators. Electrical insulators have important functions like insulating wires or protection from electrical shock. An example is the electrician's rubber gloves. Okay. So Shakira there says it's positive to negative. Remember that, guys. Electric current flows from positive to negative. So it's from the positive end of the battery to the negative end of the battery. Then we're getting to the memorandum of the test that we wrote. Thank you to everyone that sent through their tests. I will send you guys feedback, okay, on your test, to those of you guys who have sent through their tests. And what else? Your marks, you will get your marks on Friday. Okay, so today we're just going to go through the test. If you do have your test with you, if it's nearby, you can just grab it quickly and then we can go through the memorandum. You can mark or check your work, you know. And yeah, if you didn't write the test, if you're only joining us today, then you can just go through this work with us. So guys, remember, the test that we wrote was on term 1 as well as term 2's work. It was life and living as well as matter and materials. Okay. Yes, I see Simran says, man, in the first time at school I built, though it never got to work. Okay, Simran, you have a second chance now. You can redeem yourself. Okay. So we had section A, which was a multiple choice question. It said circle or highlight the letter of the correct answer from the set of alternative choices listed below for each question or statement. Yeah, okay. And it was 1 mark each. It was 1 mark for each question. So the first question read, which substance in leaves absorbs sunlight and gives leaves their green color? And I think most of us here got it correct. Those of you who sent it, most of us got it correct. And the answer was chlorophyll. Okay. Just like that, Shakira. I like the spirit. You as well, dear. Let's answer the questions in the group chat. Just like, yeah. Let's do that, guys. Let's do that because we just you know, relearning these things and we will never forget them. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, Michael, are you saying wait as in like I should not move to the next slide? Or okay, no problem. I'll wait for you. Just indicate for me when you're done so that we can move on. Well, thank you, Kia. You guys are also fun to teach. Very fun to teach. Oh my gosh. You're making me smile, Kia. Like smiling hard right now. All right, cool. Michael is done. And then, wow. Sorry, guys. The next questions, I don't think I put animations on them. Okay, so question 1.2, it read, to avoid constipation, you need to take in more. First option was oils. Second option was water and fiber. Third option was oranges and grapes. And D was salt. So guys, yeah, as you can see, as it has appeared, the answer is B, which is water as well as fiber. All right. And then question 1.3 read, which purification method is the best to kill any germs left in the water? Option A was sieving. Option B was settlement. Option D was chlorination. And option D was filtering. So guys, remember germs are small particles. So we would need chemicals to kill them, all right? So germs are small particles. You cannot identify germs with your naked eye. That is why the answer for question 1.3 was C, which is chlorination. This is where we use chloride to kill any bacteria that might be found in water, all right? So remember, sieving would use for like big particles, right? The bigger particles would be left on the sieve settlement, same thing, all right? We just wait for those things to settle. But in terms of germs, they roam around the water. Okay, and you can't exactly say that there is a germ, there is a germ, here is a germ, and I'm taking it out. All right, okay, let's hope that the next slide doesn't disappoint us. Okay, yeah, great. Okay, question 1.4 read, sand and water are a mixture of A, solid and gas, B, solid and liquid, C, liquid and gas, or D, solid as well as a gas. Okay, so I see Michael says solid and liquid. Most of you guys are saying B, all right. Okay, I see a hand. Let me just attend to it. Togello?
Ma'am, it's a solid and a liquid.
Solid and a liquid, all right.
Yes, ma'am,
Thank you
it's
very
B.
much. Okay, thank you very much, Togello. Awesome. So guys, yes, sand is a solid, water is a liquid. All right, so the answer is, there we go, B. Okay, question 1.5. An example of a protein-rich food is A, maize meal, B, meat, C, apples, or D, biscuits. Okay, I see most of us are saying B, meat, B. Yes, that is correct. So maize meal would be an example of, it's a food rather rich in carbohydrates, right? And then obviously B is protein. And then C, which is our fruits and vegetables. Remember, fruits and vegetables on the food pyramid falls under the, vitamins and minerals, okay? And then biscuits, these are sweets. These are those lipids and oils that you should not take a lot of. Adeline, I thought I removed it before you guys could see it. Okay, next time I'll just go slower so that I don't show you guys the answer. Okay, so yes, it is B. And then question 2 says match the statements in column A with the correct word in column B. Write the correct letter in column C next to the number. Okay, so this is a typical match column A and column B. It's just that in this case, we're not going to draw crisscross lines going there, no. We're just going to write the letter here that matches with the statement in question 2.1, and you're going to write the letter which matches with the statement in question 2.2. Okay, so 2.1 says a solution in which the solid does not dissolve in the solvent would be, according to Michael, Michael says D, which is settling and decanting, okay? Gia says D, settling and decanting, a solution in which the solid does not dissolve in the solvent. I'll give you guys this. Okay, wait, I see most of you guys sent through your answers. Hold on, read the question again. Let's read the question again. A solution in which the solid, so now we're talking about a solution, meaning that it's a mixture, okay? In which the solid does not dissolve in the solvent. Let's read the question again. Okay, I see you, Simran, you're saying F. Okay, Pilisiwe, that's fine. It's perfectly fine as long as you're with us. Kia changed and said E. Michael says F. Adeline says F. Okay. Oh, you just disappeared there. And then Mashore says E. It does not dissolve in the solvent. Okay, so the correct answer is F. Okay, as I see most of you guys at the beginning, you were saying settling and decanting. It is F. All right, it is an unsaturated solution. right? And then question 2.2, a mixture in which the different substances cannot be identified. The mixture in which the different substances cannot be identified. Mathori?
Ma'am, I just want to ask a question about number 2.1.
Okay.
Ma'am, isn't it that a solution in which the solute does not dissolve in the solvent is saturated? Ma'am, because unsaturated means it's dissolved.
Oh, okay. I'll get to that one because I have slides that I gave to you guys. Ne? I'll answer
Yes,
it
ma'am.
now. All right, cool.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
Mathori is saying that we saturated where question 2.1 was supposed to be saturated. And all right, but we'll check that. I'll just check that now. And then, okay, let's go back to question 2.2. Do you have an answer there? All right, guys, sorry about that. I was just a bit silent because, yeah, network was being weird. All right, question 2.2, a mixture in which the different substances cannot be identified. A mixture in which the two different substances cannot be identified. What is it? Mixture in which the two different substances cannot be identified. It would be E. All right. And then Mahlore, we will check with what you just gave us now. Ne? We'll check this F and E on the next slides. Okay, guys, just to be faster, let's use the group chat. Yeah? Just to be faster, let's use the group chat. I see all your answers. Even though I'm not saying them out, I see all your answers. All right. Okay, question 2.3, separating peanuts and raisins. Separating peanuts and raisins, is it filtering, sieving, hand sorting, or decanting? That's A, B, C, or D. All right, I see C, C, C. All right. Indeed, it is C, it was given. All right. Excuse me. Question 2.4, separating coarse sand and water. Separating coarse sand and water. Is it A, filtering, B, sieving? I think we also have settling and decanting. Yeah, I see a G, I see a D. Okay, I also saw sieving. Okay, I see B, which is also sieving. All right, cool. So I see you guys are just confused between B and D. All right, cool. So the answer is D. Okay, the answer is D. Then question 2.5. Separating coffee grains and hot water. Separating coffee grains and hot water. That would be coffee grains, hot water. B, 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 B. Ooh, okay, there's an A. I saw an A. I don't know who typed an A. All right. Yes, guys, it is A. It is A. A. Right, it's filtering and then separating sand and small stones. It is obvious. Last one standing is B. Sorry, B. There we go. All right, cool. So I am going to go back to this question 2. Let me just move on here. So we looked at these slides of physical methods of separation, right? And we said we have sieving. You guys gave me an example of sieving, sorry. And an example that we had was when a builder uses a spade to throw a mixture of sand and stones, right? And we said that the sand will go through the sieve and the small stones will remain on top, all right? Then we had another example, or rather another method of hand sorting. And I think we gave an example of, we had jelly beans on the picture, if I remember correctly, and we said we can sort them out into their different colors. Okay, then we had filtering, and that's where we said we can use a filter to separate a solid material from its liquid. And we also gave an example of the coffee filter paper. I don't know if you guys remember. Yes, so filtering, guys, it is used in to separate the coffee. Yes, most of you guys even corrected me there. The coffee beans, right? The coffee beans from water. Okay, and then we had settling and decanting, and this is where, like we said, that we need to be very, very careful in doing this because we first need to allow the sediment to settle at the bottom. All right. All right, cool. Then saturated solutions. Mashore, I think we will get our answer here. A saturated solution is when no more solid can dissolve in a given volume of solvent. Saturated solution is when no more solid can dissolve in a given volume of solvent. If we can just go back and see what we said. Here we said a solution in which the solid does not dissolve in the solvent is unsaturated. All right, there we go, there we go. Thank you very much for seeing that, Mashori. So guys, question 2.1, a solution in which the solid does not dissolve in the solvent is saturated, meaning that it is E. Okay, are we good? We all following? I need a response from you guys. 2.1 is E and not F. Yeah? Sure, dear. Okay, and that means if 2.1 is E, then 2.2 is F. Are we together? Are we all good? Can we move on? I will, guys, respond the way you are responding. How? Where's everyone else? I believe they're very shy. All right, cool. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, so we can move on. Okay, just hold on. Ma'am, but does it not mean that there is no space left in the solvent? Yes, and that is why it is saturated. That is why it is saturated. So there's no more that can dissolve, right? However, guys, wake up. You can't be sleeping in class. Wake up. All right, cool. So we have fixed that, né? We have fixed that. 2.1 is E, and then 2.2 is F. All right, thank you very much, Mashore, for that one. Mashaba, can I go back to the first page? Which page is that one? Just assist me there. Which page do you want me to go back to? What did the page have? All right, cool. If we just continue here and then we'll just wait on Mashaba to just explain to me what page they want me to go back to. Then the second bullet here that we covered was that if you put too much sugar in your tea, some of the sugar will be left over at the bottom of your cup, even if you stirred the tea several times. And then saying that a solution is saturated means that the specific amount of solution you are working with has become saturated, right? And then an unsaturated solution is one where it is possible to dissolve more solid in the solvent, meaning that there is more space. I guess as Simran had mentioned, then some substances will not dissolve to form a solution in water. They are called insoluble substances. Okay, so Mashava says section A. All right, Mashava, I will go back to section A. All right, I will go back. Let's just do the next question and then I will go back for you. All right. Question 3. Provide the scientific name or term for each of the following statements. 3.1, a solution that is used to test for the presence of starch. A solution that is used to test for the presence of starch. Michael, privilege, iodine. And there we go, it is iodine. Mashore?
Ma'am, the answer is iodine.
Could give us for 3.2, an area where living and non-living things depend on each other in many different ways.
Ma'am, that is an ecosystem.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you very much. There we go. Let's see, simmering Kia ecosystem. Please see where ecosystem. All right.
Yes,
Kia,
ma'am.
let's go
Ma'am?
3.3. 3.3. I guess you've already
Okay.
answered for 3.2. Microorganisms
Yes,
that break
ma'am.
down dead plants and animal material and return nutrients to the soil.
Those are germs.
Germs, okay. Thank you very much, Kia. Then I see in the group we have worms, fungi, bacteria, fungi. Okay. Let's take another hand together.
Ma'am, they are called decomposers.
Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, they are called decomposers. Decomposers. Decompose. Remember, to decompose something, it is to break it down. All right, it decomposes. I hope we never forget that answer. Number 10, I see you, and I'll give you 3.4. Many food chains that are linked together. Many food chains that are linked together.
Ma'am, they are called a food web.
Food web, beautiful. Thank you very much, Noma Temba. I see food webs from Michael, from Privilege, Shakira, Jocelyn, Simran, and then Adeline says linked food. Wow, Adeline. Okay, so food web. That was close, Adeline. It's called a food web. Then 3.5, two or more substances that are mixed together. Two or more substances that are mixed together. This is like easy, easy, easy.
Two or more substances that are mixed together is called a mixture.
There we go. Thank you very much for that. So that is called a mixture. Mixture. What just happened? Oh yeah, food web, and we have a mixture. Okay. So I think we still have time. We can still do question 4, which says state whether the following statements are true or false. 4.1, carbohydrates are for building strong teeth and bones. True or false? Okay, I see you here. Let's hear.
Ma'am, it is true.
Okay, Togello says it's true. Thank you very much, Togello. Pilisiwe?
Ma'am, is it 4.2?
4.1.
It's true.
It's true. All right. Thank you very much, Pilisiwe. Okay. Majority, yeah, and Ndufo, you guys can keep your hands up. I'll take your hands for the coming questions. So I see most of us are saying false, false. Adeline says true. False, 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 false. And yes, guys, it's false. Carbohydrates. Okay, you guys can go find out what carbohydrates are good for, because the answer is false. 4.2, protein helps our bodies grow and repair themselves. Proteins helps our bodies grow and repair themselves. Mashore?
Ma'am, that is very true.
Awesome, true. Okay, so I see everyone is saying true. Michael, Tomhela, Shakira, Jocelyn, Privilege, Simran, Adeline, Nomatemba, we're all saying it's true. Okay, 4.3, fats and oils provide insulation and protection for nerves and organs. Okay, yeah, I see your hand. Okay.
Ma'am, first I wanted to answer 4.1. Carbohydrates are not for building strong teeth and bones. Calcium in milk is used. Carbohydrates are used to give energy, and they also may cause constipation. And then calcium in milk is for building strong teeth and bones.
Awesome.
That's what
Beautiful.
I wanted to say for 4.1.
Thank you very much. I hope everyone heard what Kia said. Okay, and then you're giving us an answer for 4.3, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All
That
right.
is true.
Awesome. So 4.3 is true. Okay, 4.4, Ndubo. Oh, I skipped Piwa. I'll be at you, Piwa. Dogo. Unmute. 4.2, I'm sorry, 4.4, vitamins and minerals are for storing energy. True or false?
No, ma'am, it's false.
It's false. All right. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Okay, let me just go up. Adeline says false. Kamahelo, Michael, Simran, Pira. All right. Beautiful. So the answer is false. And then, as we've heard from Kia, that the energy group, or rather the food group that stores energy, is carbohydrates, right? 4.5, there are generally no animals living in the desert. Pure. Is that true or is that false?
Ma'am, that's false.
All right, so that is false. So thank you very much. Okay, and indeed it is false. Okay, so I hope you guys have learned or relearned some things, yeah, and remembered some of the things that you guys have previously learned. So guys, I'm just going to stop the class here, yeah, and then tomorrow we'll continue from section B. Okay, so tomorrow we'll continue from section B with the answers to the test. So I'm just going to go back to section A as per request from one of you guys. And then again, I'm asking, who asked me yesterday to go back to that slide of making a switch, designing and making a switch? Because I showed it this morning and no one responded. Okay, Moshava, we are back at section A now. Just tell me if I can move on. Aye, Simran, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Moshava? Okay. Yes, Moshava? Do you want the whole of section A?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, cool. Just keep your mic on there. Then you can like respond to me like that.
Ma'am, you may continue.
All right.
Yes, it's okay, ma'am.
All right, awesome. Okay, so we're done for today. Tomorrow we'll be continuing on section B, or rather with section B. Guys, Kahoot name. Kahoot is for Fridays. We're not gonna play Kahoot on Monday, what, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Kahoot is for Fridays, and that is if and when we are done with our work for the week. Okay. So yeah, this week we are going to play Kahoot, and it will be based on electric circuits and electric conductors, as well as the topic that we are going to deal with on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, Monday. Okay, so guys, these are the links and textbooks that we have utilized for this lesson. The Via Africa Natural Sciences and Technology textbook, which you can get from Snaplify, as well as the Siavula Natural Sciences and Technology textbook, which you can get from www.thunderboltkits.co.za. Thank you very much for joining in the lesson. If you have any questions, you can email stemdigitalschool@africateamgeeks.co.za, or you can email me. Guys, have a beautiful, beautiful day and enjoy the rest of your classes. Okay, Tokelo, what up?
No, ma'am, I just wanted to say bye and thank you for the lesson. God bless. Bye, class.
God bless you too, Tokelo. Right, let's see, Ikea. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, I can't hear you, Kia. Oh, yes, there we go. Ooh, Kia, wait, see, the network is just being jealous right now. I really can't hear you. Can you please type it in the group chat? Bye, Simran.
Hey, ma'am, I want to.
Eish.